The 2022 FIFA World Cup is Qatar.
The year 2022 marked a significant milestone for Qatar, a year that truly tested its mettle. Indeed, this small nation, the smallest and the first Muslim country ever to host the prestigious FIFA World Cup, is Qatar itself. Located in the Persian Gulf, it ranks as the 8th smallest country in Asia and the 39th smallest globally. To put its size into perspective, compare it with North Sulawesi in Indonesia, which spans 13,892 square kilometers, while Qatar covers an area of 11,571 square kilometers. Qatar's landscape is arid, rocky, and sandy, with its highest point reaching only 103 meters. This makes Qatar the second flattest country in the world, following the Maldives. Perhaps this topography is what shields Qatar from frequent volcanic earthquakes. The country is globally recognized for its ability to adapt to natural events, boasting an extremely low risk of natural disasters such as cyclones, droughts, and flash floods. Therefore, Qatar is also often referred to as one of the safest countries in the world. Unfortunately, in this country, there are no native trees or forests. Any greenery that exists today has been artificially introduced. The land is barren, rocky, sandy, and more calcareous, which also means it is not productive for agriculture. Situated on a small peninsula in the Arabian Peninsula in Western Asia, Qatar shares its only land border with Saudi Arabia. The rest of the country is surrounded by the Persian Gulf, which also separates it from Bahrain. Historically, the inhabitants of Qatar earned their living from the waters, working as fishermen and pearl divers. However, the pearl industry in Qatar collapsed with the advent of Japanese cultured pearls in the 1920s and 1930s, leading to a significant economic downturn. The discovery of oil in the Duqan field in 1940 marked a turning point. Since then, Qatar's main income has been from the export of oil and natural gas. By 1973, oil production and revenues had increased dramatically, establishing Qatar as the world's leading exporter of liquefied natural gas. Qatar's reserves of oil and natural gas rank as the third largest in the world. To put this into perspective, while Saudi Arabia boasts oil reserves of 297,053 million barrels, Qatar holds about 15 billion barrels of oil and natural gas reserves of 26 trillion cubic meters. This wealth has transformed Qatar from a once impoverished nation to one of the countries with the highest per capita income in the world. As of 2016, Qatar's GDP per capita was the fourth highest globally, standing at approximately $113,000 per capita, surpassing even Luxembourg, the wealthiest nation in Europe. It's no surprise then that Qatar Airways is considered the best airline in the world. And it bears repeating, Qatar's immense reserves of oil and natural gas are the largest. Remember this because it explains why gasoline in Qatar is incredibly cheap. You only need small change to fill up your vehicle's tank, which costs more than a cup of coffee. This is unlike in Wakanda, the world's largest producer of palm oil, yet where cooking oil remains scarce. As of June 2013, the unemployment rate in Qatar was a mere 0.1%. Moreover, the government does not levy taxes on its citizens. Alongside Bahrain, Qatar enjoys one of the lowest tax rates in the world, with taxes imposed only on companies at 10% of their total income, not on individuals. The nation's wealth is managed by the Qatar Investment Authority, one of whose subsidiaries, Qatar Sports Investments, has acquired the European football club, PSG, led by Qatari conglomerate Nasser Al Khelaifi. However, for development and economic growth, Qatar relies heavily on foreign labor. Of Qatar's population of 2.6 million in 2017, only about 12% were native citizens. The remaining 2.3 million were expatriates, or foreign nationals, with non-Arabs constituting the majority of this foreign population. 99% of the population resides in its rapidly growing capital, Doha. Due to the heavy presence of male laborers, especially in the oil industry, women only make up about 1/4 of the total population in Qatar. Even though Islam is the official religion of Qatar, the expatriate community contributes to the diversity of religious practices, including Christianity, Hinduism, and Buddhism. Additionally, although Arabic is the official language, the influx of immigrants has made English a widely spoken language throughout Qatar. The literacy rate in Qatar is among the lowest in the Arab world, with about 3.1% of men and 4.2% of women being illiterate in 2012. Qatar ranks among the top 80 literate countries globally. Like many Arab nations, Qatar is a monarchy, with the emir serving as the head of state. The title emir is a high, noble title commonly used in Middle Eastern and North African Arab countries, and an emirate refers to the territory governed by an emir. The emir holds a status equivalent to a head of state, prince, king, or state governor. The current emir of Qatar is Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani, the 8th emir, who succeeded his father, Hamad bin Khalifa Al Thani, in 2013. Becoming one of the youngest leaders elected at the age of 40, Emir Tamim is quite distinctive. During his era, sports have been heavily promoted. An avid sports enthusiast from a young age, he is both a tennis player and a soccer player. He is also known for maintaining strong relationships with Western countries, particularly France and the United States. The Al Thani dynasty has been ruling Qatar since 1825. Despite adopting Islamic Sharia as the state law, Qatar remains relatively liberal in certain aspects, such as allowing alcohol and tobacco in limited quantities. Plans are underway to impose taxes on these products, including fast food and dishes containing pork ingredients. Additionally, there are several important guidelines to keep in mind when visiting during Ramadan. Do not eat or drink in public places. It's advised not to take photos of women, police officers, and government buildings. Even asking directions from a woman is not permitted, let alone touching her. When shaking hands with non-relatives, always use your right hand. Avoid turning your back on someone who is speaking or showing the soles of your feet. Interestingly, you should not take offense if someone arrives late, and do not rush conversations. Even if you're in a hurry to use the restroom, remember to greet others, as discussing restroom use is considered impolite in public. During the preparation for the 2022 World Cup, Qatar is temporarily finalizing regulations to accommodate travelers. This includes penalties such as imprisonment for cohabitation without marriage, prohibitions on bringing alcohol to stadiums, bans on displaying LGBT flags, and restrictions on public displays of affection. However, for amenities, 8 luxurious stadiums have been prepared. The history of Qatar is also a history of Ottoman occupation. The Sultanate once ruled over the Arabian Peninsula, which was eventually toppled by the British and their allies. This led to Qatar falling under British control. Qatar then gained independence on September 3, 1971. The territories previously occupied by the United Kingdom subsequently formed the United Arab Emirates, with the remaining 7 members. Later, Qatar established itself as an independent nation. Now, Qatar is emerging as a new power among the Gulf states. It's part of the United Arab Emirates, symbolized by the white and maroon serrated stripe on its flag, similar to the flag of Bahrain. However, Bahrain's flag features 5 serrations. The 9 serrations represent Qatar as the 9th member of the United Arab Emirates, with its official currency being the Qatari Riyal, identified by the code QATAR. 1 Qatari Riyal is valued at approximately 4,000 Indonesian rupiah. Qatar isn't just about towering buildings. This low-lying country also boasts fascinating tourist attractions. Al Thakira Mangrove is an extensive area of Avicennia marina vegetation, also known as the gray mangrove or white mangrove trees. Then there's Dal al-Misfir Cave, a 40-meter-high cave that emits a faint, moon-like luminescence due to gypsum deposits. Additionally, there are the Ras Abruk rock formations, sculpted by wind to create a moonscape-like landscape located on Qatar's west coast. Furthermore, the Inland Sea, a significant tidal embankment, is part of a World Heritage Site. From here, one can view the neighboring country, Saudi Arabia, from behind the sand dunes. Visitors can camp, fish, and take photographs. Indeed, Qatar deserves accolades. However, behind all this, Qatar also has a darker side that remains hidden. I'll cover this in the next video. See you then.